Hey, what's up? Nick from BioGear. Thank you for tuning in to another video. In this one, we're going to be covering a bag that I was looking forward to, which is Troubadour's Apex 4.0 line. We have both the full size and the compact here. So yeah, let's get into it, see what's changed, and if this is something you should consider buying. Okay, so I was sent an Apex 3.0 much earlier this year, and I really enjoyed this bag. I ended up using it in my rotation quite often. I did get the Scree colorway because I really like the light gray. I was a little scared to use it because I work around classic cars all the time, so I did not want to get this thing oily and dirty, and it's done a good job staying clean. This is the new 4.0 line. Troubadour sent these to me for a review, and I very much so love these bags, and I'm glad I got them in black because now I'm not scared to use them because of color. And a few of the things that changed to make this bag a little better has really improved the usability of the bag. Let's go ahead and get into some of those changes then, shall we? On the back panel, we did have some changes to the back straps. You now have a nice little style line here, just as comfortable as before. A little more elastic on the inside material here, whereas this inside does not stretch. But they're both just as comfortable as each other, extremely good straps, and they contour extremely well to your shoulders, so just very comfortable to use every day. On this left strap here, we did have a pocket change, so we now have a magnetic pocket that is now top feeding and stretches out sideways, whereas before we had a zippered pocket where you could zip into and feed something like a full-size iPhone in there. On this bag, it still barely fit an iPhone 16 Pro Max hanging out the top. This is not my favorite pocket to use for stuff every day, as I do not personally like trying to stuff stuff inside of the shoulder strap. It tends to make the strap sit a little flat on my shoulder, my chest here, and it just is not comfortable. It's not a good experience. So anything like headphones though, great. Credit card, something that you want to just tuck quickly, nice to have for that. So that is an option, but if you don't pack it, you'll never really notice it's there because it does just kind of follow suit with your body line, and it's not a problem to have in the way. It's just more options to have. Moving on to the straps, one thing that did change though, we do have a more traditional style pull right here, whereas before it was a captive loop, and this was nice. I didn't have a problem with this at all. But the new style is just more traditional, a little more simple and understandable. There is a thumb loop here, so you can pull it nice and tight to your body, and then just work this little holder here, either top or bottom, wherever you want it. I tend to keep them up here just because it keeps the straps from loosening up over time, so I have great success anytime I have one of these little locks. And yeah, good stuff, plastic hardware though, so there has not been a problem with this at all. Again, these straps are super comfortable, especially for long time use. On the back panel, we did have a change to where the luggage handle goes through, and it just goes straight through the bottom and out the top now. Nice little cornered area here. Similar padding to before, very high quality, very comfortable. On the 3.0, we did have this nice little style line here where the luggage handlebar could go through and pop up the top. I assume it's a little easier to feed through on this one, just haven't really tried it yet. But there is a little bit more style here, as you do have the point here, and this is a little more flat. So it's a little more shapely, but they're both extremely comfortable, and I'm glad that nothing really changed from that formula. This bag, especially so, being the full-size Apex, is extremely comfortable for a long period of time. Even more so than the compact, even though I hate to admit it because I love the size of this bag. This one was a little more comfortable, and it's noticeable. Last two changes of the exterior, you do have a logo here where you did not before on the 3.0. And then finally, the side pockets here that are expandable. On the left side, you do now have a zipper. You can zip this open or closed and put something in it and let it cinch shut. There's a very strong elastic band both on the compact and the regular size, but it is nice and soft inside of there. Other than this side, still the nice backpack material. The other side is nice and soft. So you can throw whatever you want in there and zip it up in theory now. I'm not 100% sure why there's a zipper here. This is still a very tight pocket, but I'm assuming for quick, easy access to maybe a wallet or something if you wanted it more on the exterior, reachable pocket. That's now a zippered pocket, which is cool, I guess. It's more options, right? So the other side though, just like before, nice and elastic here. So throw a water bottle in there if you want. I won't because I don't like to change the shape of my bag, but again, options are options. Almost forgot to mention that the top handle has changed. We do not have this foamy handle here that looks like it's been painted. We now have a split design, which is a much more dense top piece and a nice elastic wrapped insert here on the bottom. This is far more nice to grab in your hand than it was before. This felt very cheap and foamy to me with that gridded foam down here. Up here now we do have that nice premium material, and it is so much nicer to get a grip on and feels that much more premium across the bag. So that is a very welcome change to the bag. Okay, moving inside the bag, we do have the laptop compartment here. It is now green on the inside, whereas before it was a dark gray, and still very similar to where it was before. You do have a nice suspension system here for your laptop. So the laptop does not actually hit the bottom. It actually comes down pretty far and just stops right before the bottom. So extra padding there, your laptop's going to be nice and safe, which is wonderful. There's also a tablet sleeve in here, so you can drop your tablet in as well. This full-size Apex will hold a MacBook Pro 16 like butter, absolutely perfect fit. The compact will only really hold the 14-inch MacBook Pro. I tried to fit the 16 in here and it just does not zip closed, so it is too big for this. So if you have a 14-inch MacBook, this is a great option to consider. Even if you do have 14, you can still go with the larger option. This one is a more comfortable bag to wear and you do have more space, but this will be your only option if you want to carry a 16-inch MacBook Pro on you and get one of these two bags. One other change they did from the 3.0 to the 4.0 is now there is 2 zippers into that laptop compartment, whereas there was only one before. So if you want to park these zippers on the left, the middle, the right, wherever you want, you can now do that. If you'd prefer to just leave them on one side, you can still just use one zipper to go around the entire face of the bag, but again, more options. Okay, main compartment is still using these 2 nice weatherproof zippers here, and they are lockable. You do have eyelets, so you can bring them together and lock them closed. But on the inside of the bag, we now have a much more improved back panel here. We now have 3 pockets that are elastic, and then 1 extra zippered pocket here on the back. So a little more organization going on in here, which is a good improvement. I feel a little more confident using these elastic pockets because they are stretchy and elastic, whereas before they were solid. You could not stretch them. So yeah, definitely more use case here. This pocket on the front lid is still the same as before, and it is a great pocket. I frequently throw my sunglasses in here and AirPods on the outside. You could reverse that order too. There's no big deal with that. What they did do though is on the inside of this bag, they did add an extra pocket down here in the corner. So it's pretty hard to show, but right here on this bottom corner, the same side with the zippered exterior pocket, you do have an extra pocket in here, and this is where I tend to put my power adapter for my laptop. So yeah, nice to see that there's another pocket in there. It's always welcome. And that basically covers all the changes from the 3.0 to the 4.0, and basically a review of the 4.0 itself. This is a very premium material backpack. I love that this panel on the front is, you know, semi-rigid, so it's not super rigid, but it does hold its shape really well. The bag does tend to stand up on its own pretty dang well as well, especially when packed, which is a necessity to me because I cannot have my laptop fall over. And overall, it's been comfortable to work with and get in. It's a little stiff to get inside of sometimes, but overall, the materials inside and out of this bag are just awesome. I really like the soft touch material. I'm tired of that parachute crap that I keep seeing in cheaper bags, and this is much more premium. So these bags tend to be what I carry. Well, this bag specifically is the one that I tend to carry a lot. It's entered in my rotation even alongside a lot of my much more expensive backpacks, and I love the price of this bag because it's at a half or quarter of the price of some of the other ones I carry. I get almost the same amount of premium materials and an extremely comfortable daily backpack that I use. Again, I'm carrying a 14-inch MacBook, an iPad Pro, AirPods, glasses, and some power adapters and controllers, and this is just fitting the bill for me. I love this bag. I love the way it looks, and I love the quality, and that's one of the main things that gets me to grab a bag. Is I want a high quality bag. I don't want some JanSport, sorry JanSport, but I don't want some cheap feeling backpack. I want something that feels nice and is comfortable, and this does the bill for me. So yeah, Apex line from Troubadour is a killer line. I really enjoy using them, so I'll link them down to the to my Amazon and to their website down below. And yeah, if this is something that you want to consider getting, you know, use that link. And if you have any questions, throw them in the comment section down below, because I'm going to keep this guy for a long time. This one's going to a friend. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to another video. God bless. Have a good one.